Okay. Hey guys, it's Jessica from Audacity, and I'm here with
Nic Daniels.
And this is part 1 of the Audacity's annual book club drunk review. Woo! Woo! Ah! Ah! Oh shit!
Okay.
See you all on the other side.
Hey.
We will remember whenever we remember the way we were. Well, guys, hello. It's Jessica from Audacity. Oh, wait, I did that wrong. Hey, guys, it's Jessica from Audacity, and I am here with Nic Daniels, and welcome to the annual Audacity Book Club Drunk Book Review. We are sipping on mezcal. Now, guys, mezcal, you sip, you do not shoot. So, we are doing it proper this evening as we walk through a year of decolonizing our bookshelves and going on fantastical adventure.
Yes. Do our best. Cheers. I was 2 seconds from shooting that already.
Oh, God.
I shot the first one.
You did shoot the first one. Well, this one, it'll get you
It'll simmer.
litty differently because you're sipping it instead of shooting it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. I'll be like on the second verse of Drunken Love.
Indeed.
Now
The
it just
second
needs to
verse.
get to third.
Can you rap?
And everything alright. No complaints with my body so fluorescent under these lights.
The
Boy,
third
I'm
verse
drinking.
is the actual rap, not Beyonce's version of rapping.
Oh, you mean Jay-Z's part?
Jay-Z's verse
I do
is
say the shit if I do say so myself. If I do say so myself. If I do say so myself. Hold up, stumble all on that house, trying to back up all of that mouth that you had all in the car. Talking about you, the baddest bitch that's her. Talking about you, be repping that third. I want to see all the shit that I heard. No, I slink, click, eastward. Hope you can handle this curve. For playing the foyer.
Okay, first of all, you were not that good at rapping at my karaoke birthday party, and now I feel like I have missed out on an opportunity.
What you mean?
Because we did Niggas in Paris
Oh,
for our
I
rap
didn't know
song at my birthday party.
I didn't know the lines. I was like, I just knew the niggas in Paris part.
Oh, girl. Oh,
was like-
girl. I will say that song is harder to do than people realize.
Oh yeah.
I see why that song is like big as it was, because that song is actually hard to perform.
Yeah,
and we are both like performers. Like,
Yeah, you don't know how many words there are until you gotta like think about like, what is the line? Like I was just there for the vibes.
whose line is it anyway?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm like, I didn't know none of that song other than the very beginning,
So
the
I
chorus, and the end.
So I thought I knew a lot more than I actually did.
Yeah.
Well, all that aside, y'all, here we go. Our first book of the year. We opened the year with a little bit of fun. So, okay, and that was with Hooky.
Yeah.
Now, I'm mad at you.
Okay,
Because
I thought it was way more fun.
Thought it was going to be
was.
lighthearted. I thought it was going to be, I thought it was going to be very like a la Sabrina the Teenage Witch, like animated Sabrina. For those of y'all who remember animated Sabrina, I thought it was going to be very animated Sabrina.
I was on live action Sabrina mostly. Like I remember
Yeah.
animated, but like my bigger memory is
Like,
live action.
I thought this was going to be more like Kiki's Delivery Service, and it was more like Spirited Away.
Have you watched Kiki's Delivery Service? It's about her being burned out.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, I just watched it this year, and I'm like,
She
this
got
girl.
burned out of town. That's how she ended up at that other place.
No, she went to the town to get like her witch experience, to do like her
Yeah, she
study
taught herself
abroad
how to
year.
be a witch. Yeah.
And she ended up, instead of studying, she got her a job. Okay, she sat
She
up there and
did.
got a job and like working 9 to 5, missing out on stuff, not connecting with people.
But she was able
because
to
she was
do what?
working.
Oh, that's what you mean by burned out. But she learned how to put all those things together. Instead of trying to be somebody that she wasn't, she realized she could do what she liked and be who she was.
That's true.
Because she started living on her little broom.
True. But she also learned that, when she does something for fun and then she makes it a job, like, that can take the joy out of it. So now she has to learn how to balance that.
So now I gotta rewatch this because I remember this very differently now.
Yeah, I would say because this is my first time watching it, so I didn't I didn't have any preconceived notions. I thought it was just a girl on the broom
when it premiered. What was it on? Either on Disney or on Cartoon Network.
Probably
Cartoon Network. But every now and then, like Toon Disney would like dabble into that little world every now and then. But anyways, bottom line is, I thought this was just gonna be fun. Some little twins running around doing little witchcrafty things and like getting themselves into kooky shenanigans and stuff.
And they did.
And that's partially true. But then we also out here find out that like they gotta be witches in secret because they burning witches and wizards at the stake in this little town and like all this mob mentality. But then also like there's this whole coalition of like witch hunters and people and stuff but then there's also a coalition of like secret witches and wizards, so like they're learning to control their powers in the secret, and then there's betrayal, and then somebody becomes king of the witches and some wild shit like that.
Listen, okay, so it wasn't as lighthearted as I thought.
I
thought it was gonna be way more lighthearted. But listen, we'd have made it through like Justice League, Batman Beyond, Avatar, Last Airbender. We could take some dark stuff in a very like animated, fun package.
That's true.
You gonna understand way more because you're an adult, but it's still good. It was still a good read.
Yeah, because the child violence is very different. That sounds really bad. Violence in children's television, I mean,
is so bad.
It's very, very violent. Much more violent than I realize now that I'm an adult. But like,
because now I make everybody faint, and it's like, no. That person is dead.
They used to straight up electrocute people too. Like Justice League, they stayed throwing Batman and Superman into some electrical things. I think at one point Wonder Woman got buried under like a bus or something.
Yes.
Like entire walls would crash down on people. Like I remember I used to think that like you'd see a building crumble on somebody and you'd be like, oh no, they're going to faint. Not realizing, no, when a building falls on you, you will die.
See, that's why kids thought we were invincible. Because we watch these shows.
We watch these shows where like someone gets buried and like they're able to find people under the rubble in like 5 minutes. I'm like, no. What happens is you literally just like lay under there for days internally bleeding and potentially dying of starvation and thirst and internal bleeding.
Yeah. Which is why we should never have superheroes. But all in all, the story is excellent. Fun.
The story is excellent.
Yeah.
Story is excellent. I do enjoy how it kind of like, it has like the dynamic of the twins and everything like that. But the twins are also very much so like on their own personal paths, which is always very nice. And I like the little wizarding school that they ended up in. We like very briefly went to Hogwarts for a second, but it was better.
Yeah, and then they got homeschooled.
And then they got homeschooled. Yeah. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this very, very much. Even down to like the final battle. I love the good final battle. Final battle and the uprising and the, who's gonna be the king of the witches and all this stuff. Like,
uprisings are a good time. Uprisings are a thing in kids' television too.
We love a good uprising.
Definitely. All right, on to February, which now I'm gonna be transparent with y'all. I was running around trying to get on my books and I forgot one. This is the one I forgot. It's called Take a Hint, Danny Brown by Talia Hibbert. Listen, I got a lot of books. I ain't have a lot of time. I did my best. But sometimes this happens.
We'll just turn the current book up like this so that like we at least have something standing up. But we don't want to mislead, so it'll just...
Yeah. But anyway, so... Take a Hint, Danny Brown. That was our rom-com for February.
Such a good rom-com.
It was very, very fun. It was about a black professor in England, and she was dating, she was bi, but she was dating, this kind of very buff, former rugby player that was...
He was like a volunteer firefighter now or something?
Oh, like listen, he was a volunteer rugby coach, I think. That he was trying to mix mental health with sports for a foundation that he had, But he also had his own like road with mental health, so he's very cautious about being in the public eye. But that didn't stop him from trying to pursue the stream of his, and then Danny helped him actually push it and make it bigger and face his fears.
After she discovered how hot he was when he saved her in the fire drill.
Listen,
that's where I got the volunteer firefighter from. It's been a long year, guys.
Listen,
but
if a man come in and you stuck in a fire drill and he break down this door.
Listen, it could be any dude break down a door with his bare hands and be like, I'm gonna get you out of here.
Like I cannot.
I can't guarantee I wouldn't fold.
Listen, I cannot blame her at all.
No,
okay?
No one should.
I would have crumbled like a cookie. Okay, this would be over.
Homie could have been missing teeth for all I know, and I would have just been like,
oh, we're on low battery already.
No, but the phone's plugged in. Can they see that we're on low battery, or is the video gonna freeze? The phone's actively plugged in. Okay, well, it should be okay. If it turns out not to be okay, well, then we'll figure it out, I suppose. But
we gonna see. But
we're plugged in, though.
Yes, such a good rom-com. Also, this one was definitely for the girls that never liked accepting help. Like all the independent ladies.
What was that? Kelly Clarkson had the Miss Independent song. Get out my face. Go away from me with this. I asked for help.
You do ask for help.
I asked for help.
Now.
In the 11th hour.
Listen, I can look at you, but I can also look at myself, because...
What Michael Jackson said. You gotta start with yourself.
Oh my God.
You starting with the bitch in the mirror.
Literally. I will never ask for help. You can ask her. I will never ask for help. I will tell them afterwards, like, man, this thing was horrible. But I figured it out. And they'll be like, well, why didn't
you call somebody?
I will never call somebody. I need to stop being so, like, independent. Like, it's good to be able to take care of yourself.
Be independent, child, but also, like, be honest.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah. You can be independent and still be honest.
Yeah.
Everybody need a little help from time to time. That sounds like somebody auntie.
Yeah. What I need to do is like start asking for like bigger help. Like little things I think I'm okay with, but it's like when I'm like actually really need help, I'm like,
yeah, don't call for everything. I beg you. Don't call me for everything. Call Carmen. Ruin her day. We love you, Carmen.
Look, why you playing? She roll up with the kids.
No, but she would. She'd be like, what is it? What you need? I'd be like, I need
a buff firefighter. No, security guard. Who's the security guard?
She would go find you one, though.
She would.
She'd go on the internet and she'd find you one.
She'd be like, look, okay, I got you. Move to this place and ask for help. This precinct, you got a good chance.
If only she truly could be the matchmaker, because she could do it. She could do it. Yeah, she's a Virgo. She knows how to pick things and make choices.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Carmen.
Yeah. Cheers to Carmen.
Cheers.
Carmen, if you're watching this, we wish you could film this with us tonight. But we will help you with the chaos anyway. And on that note, shall we segue?
Yes.
Into a new dawn, a new era, a new age, age of Phyllis.
Now it's my turn to be mad at you. When you recommended this book, I was not prepared.
I hadn't read it yet. Okay, I hadn't read it yet.
Listen, she got on me for misleading her with Hookie, but she was like, "Listen, this is a good book. We should do it for our March because it'll be Women's History Month, and we should learn more about Phyllis Wheatley." And I agreed.
Phyllis Wheatley Peters. That's something we learned about her. Phyllis Wheatley Peters.
And I was like, I agree. I agreed. When I tell you I was not ready for this book, when I read it, oh my God.
So the wonderfully renowned Miss Honorée Fanon Jeffers, who is my play auntie and was kind enough to take me to the world premiere of The Color Purple. My first Hollywood film premiere ever. And she also did a live with us. She was gracious enough to do a live with us, and she's expressed that she wants to do more work with us. So we will be seeing her again very, very soon. But yes, we included her on our reading list. And this is actually, she has been in the game for a very long time.
Yeah.
But this was the book that she wrote, I want to say right before the Love Songs W.E.B. Du Bois.
Yeah, this
was
like
got her the nod from Oprah. But this was kind of almost like, dare I say it, and correct me if I'm wrong, Auntie, I'm sorry. This was almost like a launching pad into that next thing, because now she is on a Netflix documentary, which is on the short list for Oscar nominations right now. It's on the short list for potential Oscar nominations, Stand from the Beginning on Netflix. And in the trailer, she talks about how every black woman has had a Phyllis Wheatley Peters moment where you have to get up there and defend your resume and defend your work and defend your career and defend your accomplishments. Very much like how Phyllis Wheatley had to actually stand up in court and say, yes, I wrote this. Yes, this is my work, and you're not going to tell me it's not.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of reminded me, funny enough, of like, Madagascar, the movie, where the penguins are like, smile and wave, boys, just smile and wave. There's a lot of moments in minority lives, but especially like minority women's lives, where we just have to smile and wave through so much disrespect that it's just like, you almost feel like you're going crazy because you're like, is this actually happening to me? Because I'm not reacting to it outwardly. Like, I feel it.
Right.
But nothing's happening, and it keeps happening. And am I, taking this the wrong way? Am I ignoring, like, should I actually ignore it like the way I keep pretending that I'm ignoring it?
It's a defensive mechanism, too.
Yeah, like, you're trying so hard to protect yourself that you lose yourself in doing that.
Yeah, especially professionally. Like, we just be focusing on making sure we can stay in the room, that we sometimes don't speak up in the room. And what's so great about this story with Phyllis Wheatley Peters is that the whole book is really about, like, putting yourself in the room. And Phyllis Wheatley Peters came around in the 1700s, like revolutionary, Revolutionary America.
I would say like 10 years before the revolution happened.
It was like way less safe to do things like this. So like, for not to sound cliche, but like, if she can do it, then so can I. There's a lot of the inspiration that I get from this book. Yeah. And not to mention, we learn at least an imaginative perspective of her husband. Yeah. John Peters, I believe is his name. Yeah, John Peters. And Miss Honore was actually among the first of scholars to actually not just do research on him, but to find him and find evidence of him, because there had been such a effort to erase this black man for some reason. And
I mean, well, you can see it in media now. Like, they don't reflect how black people love. Yeah. Like, you'll see, just even you turn on the TV now, you see every commercial with a black person. 9 times out of 10, they're in an interracial relationship. And it's like, that's not true. That's actually not reflective. 9 times out of 10, we're actually in black, like, it's a black woman, black man, and that's how it goes. Yeah. There are interracial relationships, don't get us wrong.
We want to see both, though. Yeah. We want to see both.
And there's no shame in either, but to act like one is better than the other by presenting one because it's way more palatable and probably has a white partner.
Well, and like, I want to prioritize showing all families. Like, if we're going to prioritize showing mixed race relationships, we absolutely should, because they do exist and they deserve that kind of space. Like, I've dated just about every race of men on this earth. And, I would want to be represented if I was dating a non-black man. But that being said, there's also something to be said about the representation and the need for representation of black families, because that is still a problem as well. And we don't have to say yes to one and not the other. Sorry.
Yeah, because even when I look at my family, I'm like, it's, mostly black couples, and then there's the occasional interracial couple. And even when they're interracial, they're not with a white person. Mm-hmm. So it's like, even on that end, they're not even being reflected, because there was somebody that understands. Right. They're with another minority. So it's just like it's different. Cute. It's like, of course the commercials are cute, but it needs to be more than cute. It needs to be real.
It needs to be cute. It needs to be real. And I think it's well intended, but I think that, like, again, like, you can't show one without the other. We don't have to say, like, okay, we're going to show less black families for the sake of showing mixed race families. Yeah. Like, that's not fair. Show both of them. Y'all got room. Y'all got room for all these white families.
Listen, all these ads out here, show
black
more.
families and mixed race families.
If I gotta watch through 50 million ads, let me see 50 million families.
All 50 million.
All 50 million. Cheers.
Cheers.
Anyway, back to the book.
Yes.
This book one is fantastic. It's a great like poetry biography mix.
Yeah, it's like an imaginative biography because it's based partially in scholarly research and also partially in just Miss Honore's amazing imagination and her. She tells the biography in poetry.
Yeah, which I appreciate.
So cool.
I really like.
Yeah, and Phyllis Wheatley Peters was a poet as well. So
it's true to like her craft.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, I would definitely say that it's a good read. I would just say mentally prepare yourself.
Trigger warning.
This is not a kid's book. This is not your what they say the note poetry, notepad poetry is what they call like
What's
modern
that?
poetry, like where it's super short, a lot of free verse.
This ain't no haiku, y'all.
Yeah, like when it gets to Janae's, I'll talk about that a little bit more.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is not notepad poetry. This is not modern poetry where we'll talk about certain things, but you know, it may shy away from a lot of the harsh realities. Like this is a very, very real book talking about very real experiences of a slave. So you have to keep that in mind. Like Phyllis Wheatley Peters was not free for most of her life. She got her freedom eventually, but even that came with hardships due to the times, due to the circumstances, and due to America being American. We all know what that means.
And poor thing lived in Massachusetts. No shade, Massachusetts people, but like, y'all know it's cold up there. Y'all know it's cold and gray there.
Yeah, it's not the easiest place to survive when you don't have a lot.
And I can only imagine what it was like with no plumbing or electricity in the 1700s.
No heating.
God help them.
Yeah, so, you know, just keep that in mind with this book, but absolutely beautiful book. Glad I read it.
Yes.
Would read it very slowly next time. I read this
in
a
the
lot
month.
quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I would take my time with this one next time I read it.
Yeah. Take your time with it. Take care of yourself while reading it. But also, please buy it, pick it up, and definitely check out all the other lovely works by Miss Honore Fanon Jeffers.
Yes. Also, please check out all these other books.
And all the books, yes. Sorry, you know
That's
I got
a
my
black.
auntie on.
Yeah.
Not like she need me, but you know.
She got Oprah.
She got Oprah. Oprah.
All right, so this book is just representative of the spring break. I had to take, this was the first time in Audacity Book history that I had to take a spring break.
We took 2 breaks this year too, because
yeah.
so Nic is going back to school.
Yes, I am.
And she's gonna be a librarian, y'all.
Yes.
A librarian extraordinaire.
Yes.
And so, with that being said, every now and then, Nic needs a little bit of a break. And so, with that being said, she will give us, when she does take breaks, she gives us a reading list.
Yes, so this was on I also became an auntie during this time, so I was helping my sister with her baby.
Shout out to Shiloh.
Shout out to my baby Shiloh. I love him so much. Oh my God, I love him. I can't wait to see him soon. But.
And hi, Paige.
Hi, Paige.
His mother.
Yes.
You know, I was like, I just thought about that. I was so wait. I was like, in Paige, though.
Yeah, Paige, though. Shout out to Paige.
Yes.
She's a great mother. She's a great mother.
Yes, she is.
Oh my gosh. But this was on the short list for our spring break. This is called Loneliest Girl in the Universe by Lauren James. Like, if y'all thought the pandemic was hard, this girl would have survived it easily, okay? She's stuck on a spaceship for years.
Alone?
Herself. She got, like, you know, she got the telehealth therapy, but that's pretty much all she got. She was on there with other people. She was on there with her parents, but then unfortunately she lost them during the trip. Too late to turn around to go back to Earth.
So it's just
They're
her
too
on
far
the
out.
ship.
Yes. And there's going to be a ship coming soon in the story, but she's got to kind of survive mentally until then. So honestly, it's one of those books that you don't hear about where when you find it, you're like, wow, this is
pages
different. It's not long.
This is 300 pages.
It doesn't feel long.
I mean, it's got wide spacing.
Yeah, it's double space. So, because it's a YA novel,
Until
but
eternity arrives. Wait, how many days did she wait?
She was on the ship for
ship?
years, like over a decade.
She left Earth 6,817 days ago, and then when did they say the ship is coming? The eternity.
So that's what I said. That part is less than a year.
322 days. 320.
We read different stuff during the spring
we did.
break, so
I ain't read this one clearly.
Yeah, but honestly, I would say I would just encourage people to really look for like smaller named authors. Don't always go for what's like on the big list, the popular fiction list. Not always on the tables. Like really look through the shelves to find these smaller authors that aren't getting the push and the press like everybody else, because you'll be surprised to find what to find stuff that you like. Like, I found this book just randomly browsing, and I quite enjoy it.
364 days, how long it took for this thing to show up.
I feel like you're going to get so curious that you might read it.
Loch and Ness. Not a Loch Ness monster. NASA sent me an episode of Loch and Ness. Why would they transmit an episode of a TV series to me, especially when they must know I've already got a new episode? Oh, this is so sad. I'd be so upset.
Listen.
This is a reminder that I don't belong in space. And if Earth fails, then I will just
fail with it.
Into my hands, I commit my spirit. Into God's hands, I commit my spirit.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I would say what you like, what you will probably like most about the book is that just her triumph mentally.
That's a triumph indeed. A triumph indeed.
Like, she learns not just survival, but really how to trust herself by the end of it.
Be with herself and all that. Well, that is an accomplishment, because some folks don't know how to be by themselves.
That is true.
A lot of men don't know how to be by themselves.
Okay. And ship.
Am I wrong?
Nope. Also, I'm out.
Oh, God, girl.
I only got a shot glass.
We only oh, Lord. Okay. All right, we'll figure this out in a minute.
Okay.
We got to get to May, question mark?
This is May.
Oh, okay. We're almost halfway there.
Okay. When I tell you I did not expect this to be a series, I
don't think Mr. Kawaguchi. I don't think Mr. Kawaguchi expected it either. But good for him.
Yes. This is book 4? This is book 4.
This is book 4. And there's already a 5th. The 5th does exist.
Yes. I think it just came out in like September or something. So we're definitely doing it next year.
It's on the way, guys. We will continue with this Before the Coffee Gets Cold series.
Listen, this will probably last as long, if not longer, than the book club. I don't know how long he's going to go. If he goes 20 books in, I can't guarantee.
Child, how long we going to hang on to this series? But it's so good, too,
It is so good. Like, okay, so if you stuck with the book club for the last couple of years, this book and all the preceding books have been on the list for our book club.
Yep.
It takes place in Japan. It's around a time-traveling cafe where you can't change anything in the past per se. Like, what events are going to happen are still going to happen.
Yeah.
But you can kind of find closure within yourself and with other people.
It makes you feel better, really.
Yeah.
It just makes you feel better, which I guess that's nice, too.
Honestly, sometimes it's nice to get a closure with
yourself.
It
is nice to get the closure, I suppose.
Yeah. But this one, what we learned with the cafe that we've originally been following is that it's a second cafe. There was actually one that was owned by the original main character's mother, which is what the cafe we follow in this book.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not in Tokyo, we're in Kyoto, I believe.
I believe so. Hold on, it tells us. I believe we're in Kyoto now.
It don't say. It don't say.
Probably say like in the first 2 pages or so. No.
Hokkaido. So
Hokkaido?
Yeah, smaller port town, I think.
Oh.
Okay. So Hokkaido, Japan, which sounds beautiful. Honestly, I would want to travel and visit.
Sounds very lovely.
Yeah, so this one talks a lot about grief. You want to talk about how hard this one was?
Child. You would think that the stories couldn't get sadder, and yet here we are. For one thing, we're at the OG cafe, which you don't even know it's an OG cafe to begin with, but it is. So just get your tissues ready if you read this. That doesn't mean you shouldn't read it. You should.
Listen, there are so many people that go out specifically for sad books. If you love sad books, this is your jam.
If you want sad girl summer,
this one right here.
Yep.
Because oh my god,
good Lord,
it tries to prepare you too. It really does.
I mean, the preparation I feel like are the first 2 books before this. Like,
honestly, I was feeling like the first, like literally all the stories before the last one tries to like get you to learn the lesson, and then it puts you to the test of the final lesson. I failed. I failed spectacularly.
But I will say I do enjoy how it brings back some legacy characters as well in this. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I love how all of it is really connected.
Mm-hmm. But y'all, it's a lot of storylines. I'll say this: like, if you like Tyler Perry, you will like these books because this ties it together very differently. Obviously, like they're all like they are all in the same universe in Tyler Perry as well. But like as far as like the storylines are still coming together in one central location. So it is like the storylines don't end up having like this whole like crossover thing that ends up happening. They just have the same backdrop of the time travel place. But this could be a fun game. If you could go to the cafe, would you go to this? First of all, would you go to this cafe? Would you go to the OG cafe, or would you go to the Tokyo cafe?
Honestly, well, because the thing is, to time travel, both you and the person you want to see have to have gone to the cafe. But if metaphorically both the person I want to see and I have gone to both,
let's just say all intents and purposes, there's a, you know what, we can even throw out like that it's the Tokyo or the OG cafe. Let's say there's a cafe here in the United States, no matter where, that you and whoever it is that you want to see have been. Are you going?
Yes.
And who you seeing?
Because you know you can only do it once, so you gotta pick.
Like for like ever, yeah.
Honestly, I would probably say whichever one of my siblings passes first.
Oh.
Like,
oh God.
I hope that they live listen, I'm hoping that they live very, very long. I need them to live very, very long. But should something happen, unfortunately, like they would be the people I would want to talk to the most. Like, out of everybody.
I'm trying to decide who would I go see. Piques me, honestly, would go visit Little Me.
Oh.
Yeah, she could use some help from time to time.
I feel that.
Yeah. So, I think I might go visit Little Me. For the most part, I'm very satisfied with my final things with everyone. Thank God. But I think Little Me could use a visit from Big Me. And she'd be all about that shit. I was a very imaginative child, so like it wouldn't take any convincing that I am her.
Yeah.
Like I'd be like, hey girl, so I'm you.
Man. That'd be trippy though.
Yeah. That could be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do that? Can you go visit yourself?
Yes. Yes you can.
Yeah, I think I might do that. I might go see little Jessica.
All right. We ready to move on? I feel like when we tried to talk about this on the live, it was hard because that was also around the time that I had lost a friend from high school.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
R.I.P. Brandon. I ain't got nothing to drink to, but cheers.
You wanna go grab you some more?
Yeah. Okay. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna scoot out the frame. There we go.
Play some elevator music. Run, run, Rudolph. Santa's gotta make it to town. Run, Rudolph. Run, run, Rudolph. Tell him he can hurry. Tell him he can take the freeway now. Run, Rudolph. Run, Rudolph. Yeah. Well, I don't know why he would take the freeway because he flies. So like, I don't know what the point is in that either. But I think the point is just like you can go faster. But yeah. You are spilling, girl.
Oh, you spill. I got. Okay, sorry.
A spilly spill. A spilly spill that spills. Spilly. Amateurs. Oh God, I'm terrible. Okay, perhaps we go away from this now.
There we go.
And then we go on to something crazier.